Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, and today's my time. It's time for the devotional for Tuesday. And here I am. I'm Reverend Keck, Reverend Steve Keck from Broad Street United Methodist Church. And my devotion today is in chapter 15th of book of Genesis, where God ratifies his promise to Abram that he made in chapter 12. Now, the context that we are in is that God sent Abram and Lot to southern Israel to live after they left Egypt. And when they got there, there was a splitting of the land. One took east and one took the west. And as the story goes, Abram has to go finally at some point and save Lot from the enemies of Sodom and Gomorrah. And this is where our reading begins today. After these things, after Abram has gone and saved Lot and brought him back and been blessed, after these things, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield. Your reward shall be very great. But Abram said, O Lord God, what will you give me, for I continue childless? And the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus. And Abram said, You have given me no offspring, and so a slave born in my house is to be my heir. But the word of the Lord came to him. This man shall not be your heir. No one but your very own issue shall be your heir. He brought him outside and said, Look towards the sky and count the stars, if you are able to count them. Then he said to him, So your descendants shall be. And he believed the Lord, and the Lord reckoned it to him as righteousness. The conversation between Abram and God is not one that I would have suspected. God came to Abram and says, I am your shield. Your reward is to be very great, will be very great. You would think that Abram would be overwhelmed with gratefulness, but instead, all he does is complain about not having an offspring. My assumption at this point would be that God would be upset with him. But no, he wasn't. He had chosen Abram, and Abram was the chosen one. Instead, he promises that Abram's very own issue will be his heir, which means he will have a child. And then he takes him outside. Now just imagine God taking you outside. Picture God taking you outside and saying, Look up at the stars. Count them if you can. So shall your descendants be. What this shows me is that when we commit to God and God commits to us, that nothing else matters. God had chosen Abram, and even when Abram may not have responded the way we thought he would, God's commitment to the promises that he had given Abram do not change. We have a God that when he calls us to do something, even though we may not respond as the way he might like, and maybe the calling doesn't go the way that we want it to, that calling still does not go away. The love of God for his chosen is forever, and his plan for us does not change. It may take us a while to get there, but our God is patient and our God is kind. I hope you enjoyed the devotion today, and I hope to see you back tomorrow. Have a nice afternoon.